Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you probably for about an hour, maybe hour and a half. Maybe hour and a half. Welcome to the show. This is the afternoon experiment. And, I got a couple of little things that I want to discuss. But as usual, if this is your first time with us, I say hello to everyone who says hello to me, because I was raised right. So let's get to it. Let me just say hello to the people. You say hello to me. Kind of tell me where you're checking out the show from. If you're in the city of Cincinnati, what neighborhood? If you're, outside the city of Cincinnati, but in kind of the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana area, you can tell me like what city, like Dayton or, Covington or whatever. If you're outside of this area, tell me what city and state, and I will say hello to you. And just as a general rule, you represent wherever you at right now. You are their representative. They didn't elect you, but just by the very nature of you being here from that area, you are their representative. So whatever you say, that's how your whole area feel. I think it's reasonable. Let's get to it. Maria Smith representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria Smith. Good afternoon. Andrea Bustle says she's first. She was first on Facebook. Good afternoon, Andrea. LaDonna Howard in the house representing East Price Hill. Good afternoon. Andrea Bustle says, by the way, she is representing Gulf Manor. You can't beat that. Janice Robertson. She is my favorite. If anybody don't like that, take it up with Janice. Take it up with Janice. Janice, good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Let's see. DeAndre Crosby says he was first. You were not first, but hold on. No, I gotta stop. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Janice rounded out the top 5. Those people in the top 5, they have a special place in my heart, in case y'all didn't know that. So Janice is like double today on top. She's my favorite person, and she's in the top 5. Y'all can't say nothing to Janice today, I'm telling you. DeAndre Crosby, good afternoon. Daryl Duggan, hello, good afternoon to you. Tria in the house, Tria Gaines, classy as always. She says, hey, king and friend. She's representing Avondale. Let's see, Kush in the house. Good afternoon, Kush. Thank you for checking us out. I appreciate you. We got Danny B. Dozier representing Westwood. Good afternoon. That name Dozier, every time I see that name Dozier, I think of Batman. Every time I see the name Dozier, I think of Batman. Not like a good Batman. I think of the old 1960s Batman, because wasn't one of the creators somebody Dozier? It was always in the credits. I was always a person who reads the credits. I don't know why. And then certain names just stick. Most of it I don't remember none of that kind of stuff. But it was somebody named Dozier who had something to do with that 60s Batman series. And every time I see the name Dozier, I think of Batman. So we got Batman in the house, Danny B. Dozier. Good afternoon. Erica Hummins representing, and by the way, Batman is representing Westwood, in case you didn't know. Erica Hummins in the house. Good afternoon. Erica's representing Reading. We got Wonder Woman. We're going to have like a regular Justice League in here before it's all over with. We got Wonder Woman, Jacqueline Carter in the house, representing Evanston. Don't ask me to tie in to Wonder Woman, but Jacqueline is Wonder Woman. It was a little bit of confusion. It don't matter. She spin around, and she got on the golden bracelets. Just in my mind, that's what's happening. So Wonder Woman representing Evanston. Good afternoon. Logic Slayer representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon, Logic Slayer. Twin says, do you have on Crown Royal robe? You are picturing me in a robe? Bro, this is just a shirt. It's a, what they call it, like a quarter zip shirt or whatever. If I move this way, it's just a shirt. Please don't picture me in no robe. That makes me terribly uncomfortable. You're going to make me call Joyce. Don't make me call Joyce. Twin, good afternoon. We got Nat Turner in the house. Nat Turner. Got to say it right. Nat Turner in the house representing Covington. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Lamont Jones in the house. Lamont representing Zombie Hill. I don't know what that is. You know I'm lame, bro. You got to spell it out for me. What is Zombie Hill? But whatever it is, Lamont is representing them today. Tony Hudson in the house, representing Santa Fe, New Mexico. All right. Is it hot out there? I don't know why. I feel like in New Mexico it's hot. And it's a lot of Mexicans. Am I off on either one of those things? Jeffrey Williams, good afternoon, representing Pleasant Run Farms. All right, Jeffrey Williams, thank you for checking out the show. Appreciate you. Tony says moved here from Cincinnati 3 months ago. Oh, so you live in Santa Fe. Is it a lot of Mexicans and is it hot? Tria says, I think Lamont Dozier. Yeah, I don't remember. I know it was a Dozier. And when I see that name, I think of Batman. Let me see. LaDonna said, I had a beauty school teacher named Jan Dozier. LaDonna, did you graduate beauty school or are you a beauty school dropout? Where does that come from? There's some play or something like that where there was a song about a beauty school dropout. Where did that come from? I don't remember. I heard it. It's something I heard once, and I don't know why it stuck in my mind. Let's see. Tony says it is 75 degrees down there. Oh, that's a good temperature. That is a good temperature. Twin say, help me out. Lincoln wear cheerleaders after me. What did you do? I mean, other than run from Joyce, what did you do? You ran from Joyce, bro. That was funny. You say what you want to say. I didn't run. I don't like to do that. You ran. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a ninja got to run. They tell me that a good run is better than a bad stand. So, that is what it is. LaDonna say, I thought it was a pajama shirt. What? What are y'all seeing? Maybe I had it zipped down too far and you could see my pectoral, where pectoral muscles are supposed to be. Katrina Newman, representing Mount Auburn. Good afternoon, Katrina. Thank you for checking out the show. We got Brent Beard, representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon, Brent Beard. Regina Denson Griffin. Good afternoon to you. I appreciate you checking out the show. Let me see. Daryl Carpenter. Say, what up? Y'all and part-time E-Man. Danny Dozier says Lamont Dozier was a songwriter for Motown. Okay. Let me see. Crystal Hoskins says it's from the movie Grease. Okay. It's from, I think Grease was like a Broadway musical before they made it into a movie. But I'm certain I heard it in the movie because I ain't never been to a Broadway musical. Thank you, Crystal. And LaDonna say she ain't no daggone beauty school dropout. She got her license. All right. We got Mary Birch Lavender in the house. She says she survived. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad you're with us representing White Oak. LaDonna says she think Hairspray. I'm pretty sure it was Grease because I've never seen Hairspray. Never had a desire to either. Roger. Oh, my man Roger in the house. Good afternoon, Roger. Much love to you too, bro. You stick around for a minute. We're going to talk about something in just a minute. And just so y'all know, I want anybody to feel free to call in 513-717-5464, 717 King. Okay. Let me see. It looked like a Linky Leisure butterfly collar shirt. Yeah, no, man, don't hate on my shirt. It's a nice little zip-up shirt. It was kind of cool out this morning, and, I could zip it down if I get a little too hot and zip it up if it get a little too cool. So it's a good shirt. It works. Crystal says she's representing DoorDash. All right. Mary said she saw man boobs. I didn't have it down that low. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have it down that low. I'd be like those women who wear shirts that are cut, where you can like see the far reaches of the areolas, but then they keep pulling it. Like, why did you wear the shirt? Why did you wear the shirt exposing your whole titty and then gonna keep pulling it to cover it? Wear something that you're comfortable in. I never understood that. I don't even know. This is Mary's fault. I've never understood that. Why wear a low-cut shirt and you sew it, or you got to wear a sweater over it and then keep closing the sweater? Just wear a shirt that works for your particular titties. If you gonna be uncomfortable with all that titty meat showing, wear something that don't show all that titty meat. I never understood that. It always frustrated, and I don't even want to see your titties. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see them. I'm uncomfortable. You running around with, stuff, and because, see, here's what happens. I can see part of the areola, which kind of make me want to see the whole thing. But I don't really want to see the whole thing. So I would rather you just cover it all up. Don't leave something to the imagination. Don't even create a situation where I'm imagining. Just cover it up. But no, you wanted to come out here showcasing the girls so everybody could see. But then you are a little insecure about the girls. So you got to... The girls got them going crazy over there. Fireworks going off and everything. You want to be showcasing the girls, but then be insecure about the girls at the same time? Hey, look. No, don't look. Look, don't look. It's just always been weird to me. Wear something that you comfortable in. You ain't got to keep covering up stuff. If it's already covered, you good. I'm sorry, that was Mary's fault. Bonita Gaines in the house. Good afternoon, Bonita. Got Yo Underwood in the house. Good afternoon. He said he's representing Brenda Early's crib. Katrina said condolences and prayers to the family and Rasta community on the passing of Cincinnati dance hall queen Sharonda McCrae. Okay, I'm not in the Rasta community, so I'm not aware of who that is. But it's a person. It's a person. And thus, my condolences to everyone who knew and cared about her. Everybody's valuable. I don't have to know you for you to be valuable. Let's see. My man Terrence Howard in the house. Celebrity. I meant to say celebrity alert, but I forgot the word alert. Celebrity alert. Terrence Howard in the house. He says, hello, Your Highness. Hello, sir. Hello. I think you did, based on what I heard. I can't lie to you. You know me. I can't lie to you. You didn't do a great job that last time you hosted the show, because all I heard was Pharaoh saying nonsense. No, I'm not saying you did a bad job. I'm just saying the fact that Pharaoh was on the entire time I was listening drove me crazy, because he just said a lot of nonsense. Black people don't read. And I just always feel like it's always crazy to me that the pro-black people don't seem to like and or respect black people. What reasonable pro-black person gets on the public airwaves for thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people of all races to hear you say, black people don't read? The only reason black people buy the paper is to look at the funny section, the comics, and the entertainment section. Black people don't read. Now, I understand that there are a lot of black people that don't read. You know, they don't make a habit of reading to get information. But to just flat out say black people don't read and meant it like he was stating a fact. Hold on, you pro-black. Now, I mean, for real, think about this. Let's say I'm a Caucasian person. I don't hang out with black people because I don't know none. And, you know, you might say, oh, it's crazy. But the only way that I can, you know, really kind of learn about black culture is, you know, I absorb some of their entertainment and listen to them, you know, their talk and all that kind of stuff. And I hear the pro-black man saying, as a matter of fact, a so-called licensed historian, which I want to see your historian's license. And one day you told me I could come over and dust off all your degrees, but then when I offered, you said no. But I imagine you got a historian license, which you said you did, and I should be able to see it. I should be able to see it. You ain't got no damn historian license. No damn historian's license. But I'm listening to the so-called black intelligentsia tell me that black people don't read. And the only reason that black people buy a paper, I mean, for real, you white and you hearing black people go out and they buy the newspaper just so they can read the funnies. I'm like, oh, they really are smart. Huh. I thought that was just a myth, but this guy who says he's a pharaoh and a licensed historian and a welder, he says they don't read either. I guess the myth is true. Why would you say that? So I blame you for that, Terrence. I blame you. No, I always think you do a good job when you fill in, and I always appreciate you. I always appreciate you. I didn't appreciate your guest. T. Mikey G representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. You munching on the banging tuna salad your wife made. Haven't had tuna salad in a while. Listen, I was tasked, I think it was one day last week, with making tuna salad. Now, you don't have to do a whole lot to make tuna salad. You know, the way that Mrs. Livingston made tuna salad, I'm laughing because I know the outcome. The way Mrs. Livingston make tuna salad, you know what I'm saying? You take some tuna, Star-kissed typically, you know, in the can and water, and you drain it and you put it in the little bowl or whatever. She boiled eggs and you dice them up and you put that in. She had already boiled the eggs. Some relish. You put some relish in there, the sweet relish, typically Heinz, and Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip. She said Miracle Whip. It was Miracle Whip sitting there. She said, you make the tuna salad. I said, you sure? She said, yeah, I don't feel like it. I said, all right. I made tuna salad. I mean, I put some onions in there. You know, I like my own little flavor. I like a little onions in there. So I put some onions in there, nice and chopped up and everything. And, you know, I made the tuna salad, put a little black pepper in there because I like a little black pepper in my tuna salad. And made the tuna salad. I said, the tuna salad is done. And she goes upstairs. And she came upstairs with the most disappointed look on her face. This is not funny. It's just funny to me because I know her. Just because I know her. And you had to see the look. It's like she had her mouth ready for some delicious tuna salad. And she was like, why is the tuna salad runny? I said, what are you talking about? She said, why is the tuna salad runny? I said, it's not runny. And apparently it was a little wetter than she likes it. But I like a little, my tuna salad to be a little wetter and not necessarily drier. She was so disappointed. Oh, she was so disappointed. I could tell. See, I don't have my finger up. I got my hand on my chest. She was so disappointed. I felt bad for her. I was like, you want me to go to the store and buy some more tuna salad and make it a little drier? And she was like, no, I'm fine. And we had some of those, cause y'all know this if you watch the show on a regular basis. Every once in a while, I decide to get healthy. It happens 2, 3, 4 times a year. I decide I'm going to get healthy. And one of the first things that I do to get healthy is I go buy some of the little packets of tuna. Because you can just carry them with you and, and eat right out the little packet and throw it away. It's a nice, healthy snack. So I had a few of those in there. And so she made her a little separate bowl she opened those up and put it in a little bowl and then mixed some of my runny tuna salad in with it to thicken it up. I'm like, you should never have to thicken up tuna salad. She was so disappointed. But I enjoyed it. So I guess she won't be asking me to make tuna salad no more because that's how I make it. I'm sorry. Either that or give me a recipe. Daryl, that was your fault. Katrina says DoorDash delivery from weed dispensaries. Oh, do DoorDash deliver from weed dispensaries? I don't know. Let's see. Edward Bentley, good afternoon. T. Mikey G, I don't know if I said good afternoon to you. Nick, Lil Nick, Antonio Livingston in the house. Good to see you there. Let's see. Please, CK, call in. You make my afternoon on the experience. A lot of people will not agree with that. GC in the house. GC, I still miss laughing with you. You got to call more often. I don't get to laugh. I don't get those good belly laughs to the point that my stomach hurt no more. That's one of the things that I miss being at that radio station. At least once a week, usually more, but at least once a week, something happened. And somebody, a lot of times GC, would call and say stuff to make me laugh so hard that my stomach hurt. Let's see. People don't read. Don't just put that on black folk. No, he said black people don't read. He said it. I mean, think about the logic behind it. I'm going to go out and purchase the Cincinnati Enquirer. I'm not going to go online and do anything. No, I'm going to the store and purchase. How much is an Enquirer nowadays? Like $2.50? I don't know. I haven't bought a paper in I don't know how long. But I'm going to go to the store and purchase a paper just to read the funnies and the entertainment section. So what? I'm going to get the rest of the paper to a white man that I know because I know he read. It was just so disappointing. Yes, your presence changed the titty talk to Pharaoh talk. Let's see. GC says she don't buy the paper. Okay. I don't either. Tria says, where did he get his historian license? I don't know. Apparently there's a place where you can get a license to be, he didn't say a degree. He said a license. I know you need a license to drive. There's certain things you need a license for. I didn't know they gave out historian licenses. Like you need a medical license. You need there's certain things that you need a license to do, but. And then why, as a I apparently don't know what a historian is. I thought a historian was somebody who studies history and, maybe teaches people about the past. I didn't know a historian was a person that gives dating advice. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I was not aware. Maybe because I don't know any licensed historians. Didn't like being the king of talk. Apparently, there's a lot more to being a historian than just studying and knowing history. You get to give dating advice. You get to, all of that nonsense. You become an expert on ghosts, religion, I did not know. I did not know. Tanika says, you, sir, you won't ever sneak on here unannounced. I don't control the notifications. I just come on and do what I do. Daryl said, Pharaoh used to date my cousin back in the early 90s. That ninja would come to our family function and go to sleep. I remember that ninja being big. He is big. He is big. And based on his own stories, if she was dating him and if they were having, not that you want to think about this with your cousin, but if they were having any sort of premarital sex, she was bored as hell. She might have fell asleep on that. That's just according to his stories. According to his stories. And I don't think I want to go much further into that. Except to say that based on his stories, it's very uneventful. Jack's and raisins in his recipe. No, Jack. That would probably be you. No raisins. No raisins. Tanika says, yes, you do. Making tuna salad is an art. Okay, I'm not sure. Yes, I do what? Mary says, onions? Yes. Onions in the tuna salad? Y'all ain't never put onions in y'all tuna salad. It's delicious. She didn't complain about the onions. She was cool with the onions. Onions in tuna salad is good. Hold on. For real? LaDonna says, sometimes celery. I didn't have no celery. So I could see some celery working in there as well. But yes, onion, for real, y'all ain't never put onions in y'all tuna salad. Just try it. You must have let the relish juice get into it. No, it was just too much Miracle Whip. It was too much Miracle Whip. She didn't, it was, just too much Miracle Whip. She didn't like it from that perspective. So that's what she called it, runny, because of no water or anything. Nat says, you use Miracle Whip? Yes. What else would you use? Mayonnaise? I don't, look, I'm not saying anything bad about mayonnaise. I'm not a mayonnaise fan. When I was growing up, I did not know that Miracle Whip was not mayonnaise. My mama called Miracle Whip mayonnaise. So I always thought that was what mayonnaise was. Miracle Whip. So almost anytime you hear me talk about mayonnaise that I'm using, I'm talking about Miracle Whip. I always thought that, and then when I actually had opportunity to taste actual mayonnaise, I was like, what is this? This ain't mayonnaise. So, yes, Miracle Whip. I don't, in my life, and not that every house I've ever been over, I go look and see what they got in the refrigerator. But I genuinely don't think I've ever noticed at any black person's house that I've been at some actual mayonnaise. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, so everybody ain't got to, I have mayonnaise at my house and I'm black. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm just saying all of the black people that I know, when they say mayonnaise, they mean Miracle Whip. When they say mayonnaise, they mean Miracle Whip. Maybe if you went to like Coleraine when Coleraine was mostly white, you grew up in some area of town and, your family had just made it. And so they moved you out to a white area of town and you had friends and, y'all grew up with actual mayonnaise. But this is just my experience. It's not the experience. But in my experience, black people house, mayonnaise mean Miracle Whip. I could be wrong. It could have just been among my circle of people. I'm just telling you. Terrence says the wetter the better. Jeffrey says, I love it when it's really wet. Y'all nasty. Brent, some things are better wetter. Y'all nasty. Regina said, did you drain the water out of the tuna? Yes. You could have added another can of tuna, drier tuna. I used all of the cans of tuna, but like I said, she had a few of them little packs, and so she opened those up, and she was fine. She was fine. And then I ate the rest of it. I was cool. Andrew says, can't eat plain tuna, needs some relish and Miracle Whip. Thank you. Miracle Whip. Nat Turner, hell yeah. Miracle Whip is perfect for tuna salad. Miracle Whip. Eating your tuna salad through a straw. Katrina say, try salmon salad. I never tried salmon salad. Tria say, don't nobody want no wet ass tuna. She was upset. She was disappointed. She wasn't upset. She was disappointed. Miracle Whip or mayonnaise? Let's see. Roger say the juice from the relish was the issue. No, trust me. I know, Roger, you a cook, but trust me when I don't put enough relish in for it to be that to have been the case. She was just basically saying it was, I put in too much Miracle Whip. And now I know how she likes it, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Terrence said he didn't know how to answer the newspaper question. Mary says black people read the obituary and the one ad. She didn't say black people. She didn't say that. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the end of the comments, catch up on the comments, because I do have something that I want to discuss in just a minute. But y'all know I like the interaction with y'all. And you could call 513-717-KING. 513-717-5464. Oh, let's see. Brenda in the house representing Fairfield. Yes, he's a her. I would advise men in 2025 never to say I'm a her. Because that sounds like an admission that you're trans or non-binary. I'm trying to draw on all the lessons that I learned from Raven. You're trans or non-binary or something like that. You don't hear a lot of men saying I'm a her. Let's see. Bonita says onions are great. Yes, it is. Daryl says onions, boiled egg, and relish. Thank you. Terry says, yes, I do put onions in. That's right. Jack says, I put chopped carrots into the salad. What? See, that's not normal. It might be good, but that's not normal. I was not making no tuna malt. Bonita says mayo. So Bonita is not a Miracle Whip person. All right. Just to clear this up for once and for all. if you're on here and you're black, hold on, let me say this before I go any further. Welcome to all my white listeners. I appreciate y'all as well. And y'all can interact. Right now, y'all can interact in this way. You can answer the question like anybody else. So when you say mayo, in particular, if you're a black person, do you think Miracle Whip or do you think actual mayo? So just type in mayo or Miracle Whip. Mayo or Miracle Whip. I'm Miracle Whip. I'm Miracle Whip. But I want to know, I mean, is it just my experience that black people are more partial to Miracle Whip than, and they call Miracle Whip salad dressing. I've never, ever in my life seen a black person put Miracle Whip on salad. Never. Why do they call it salad dressing? Yes, I drained the can. Janice says Hellman's. I'm asking y'all, hold on, I'm scrolling to the end. Mayo or Miracle Whip? That's what I'm asking. Andrea says Miracle Whip. All right, one for me. Tanika says mayo. Two for the mayo people. I mean, one for the mayo people. Crystal Smith says mayo. That's two for the mayo people. Batman says Miracle Whip. We tied up, 2-2. Mary says both. That's a cop-out, Mary. That's a cop-out. But you kind of light-skinned, so, you know what I'm saying? That might be a thing. That might be a thing. Light-skinned people. So it's all tied up. Grew up on Miracle Whip. Duke's Real Mayo is my preference now. I don't know exactly how to count that. Nat says they're both mayo to me. Okay. Y'all cheating. Y'all cheating. Two Broke Productions says mayo, bro. I think the mayo people is up one. But then Katrina comes in and she says Miracle Whip. Oh, Miracle Whip coming up from behind. Miracle Whip. Geneva says it used to be Miracle Whip. Now it's mayo. Oh, that's another tie. Y'all cheating. Jack says it's a way of getting your veggies. You ain't even answering the question, Jack. DeWanda says mayo. Oh, mayo takes the lead. Mayo takes the lead. Terrence says, are Asian people out on here? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are. That was racist. I apologize. It depends on the mood I'm in. LaDonna cheating again. Let's see. I think Mayo was in the lead. Alethea says Ken's mayonnaise is hitting. Mayo was pulling away. Let me see. Yes, you have Miracle Whip and ketchup. Make French dressing. That don't answer the question. Daryl says, I'm with both. All right. So Mayo is in the lead. Edward Bentley says Miracle Whip. Oh, Miracle Whip is coming around the inside. Diane says Miracle Whip has tied it up. Miracle Whip has tied it up. Nick Brown in the house. Nick says Duke. I think that's mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is pulling ahead by a nose. Sierra says Miracle Whip for the culture. Oh, Miracle Whip has tied it up. Kush says Real Mayo. Oh, Real Mayo has pulled out in the lead. And they coming up to the finish. Real Mayo is in the lead. Let's see. Just let Miracle Whip win. We got another one. Miracle Whip is tied up. They coming up to the whatever they say, the finish line. We got Real Mayo takes the lead again. Brent comes in. Brent says Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is tied it up, and they're coming into the home stretch. Tanika, you can't say both. You done said both and all three. You done said all three. Jacqueline Carter says Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is tied it up, I believe. Miracle Whip is only seasoned mayo. That's not true. Twin says mayo. Oh, mayo's taking the lead. Coming up, Doc Chromium says mayo. Mayo is out in front by a nose. Let's see. Maria Smith says mayo. Mayo is pulling away. Let's see. Terry Coleman says Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is trying to catch up, but we pulling up to the finish line. Let's see. Crystal Hoskins says Miracle Whip always, and that's it. It's a tie. Oh, I'm shocked. Interesting. I thought Miracle Whip would run away with it. Interesting. You text your wife and told her tuna salad started a conversation on Email Podcast. All right, y'all. So that was a tie. Oh, well, it is what it is. Hopefully nobody bet on that race. Kush want a recount. All right. Look, y'all, I'm looking in the news, and I see today, this is off of CBSnews.com. This was published at 1:52, which means 4:52 p.m. 475 people detained in Georgia Hyundai raid by ICE and, of course, other agencies. Yeah, ICE is out there raiding places, rounding up illegals. And let me tell you, look, this is my feelings on it. Maybe I should read some of the story. Let me read a little bit of the story. This is story. Who gets the byline in this story? I don't see a byline. I don't see who wrote it. Who wrote the story? Hold on. I don't want to read it until I see who wrote it. Camilo Montoya Galvez. It's a story on CBSnews.com. In a large-scale immigration enforcement raid at a huge Hyundai facility in Georgia on Thursday, 475 immigrants suspected of living and working in the U.S. illegally were detained, federal authorities announced. Stephen Schrank, the special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations in Georgia, told reporters Friday that the majority of those detained were Korean nationals, but he didn't know exactly how many. They worked for a variety of different companies at the site, including subcontractors, he said. No criminal charges were announced during Friday's news conference. The sweep was conducted as part of a months-long investigation into allegations of unlawful employment practices and other federal crimes. He described Thursday's raid as the largest enforcement operation at a single site in the history of Homeland Security investigations, which is a unit of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So they went in, they've been investigating for months, and they found a whole lot of Koreans working at the Hyundai plant that was not here legally, as well as some others. They took them all to different facilities. I'm paraphrasing because I did kind of read the article earlier. The president of Georgia's chapter of the AFL-CIO called the raid politically motivated and said ICE has been escalating its presence at workplaces across the state. He says this raid is the latest in an ongoing campaign of harassment that has targeted immigrant Georgians as they try to earn an honest living. Arresting and detaining workers who are exploited every day and risk their lives every day on the job creates an atmosphere of fear that terrorizes workers and their family and increases the workload burden on their coworkers. How do we feel about ICE raids? How do we feel about ICE raids? Crystal says immigrant or illegal immigrant. I'm going to say that they were here.
Flats from Pizza Hut are just $5 each till 5 p.m. Choose from 5 handcrafted recipes you won't want to share.
Mom.
That's a sexy Pizza Hut commercial. Pizza don't have to be that sexy. Why was she talking in a sex worker voice about pizza? But let's move on. I'm assuming they're talking about people who were not legally allowed to be employed in the United States. That's what they're talking about. How do we feel about these ICE raids? I got mixed feelings on them. And I'm sorry y'all had to hear me be confused. Y'all had to hear me be confused about this stuff and kind of work it out in my brain, but out loud. And I can't talk as fast as I can think. So sometimes it sounds like chaos. But look, if you're not here legally and you get caught up, I think it's the price you pay. I think you know when you come here illegally or you stay here illegally that you're taking a risk. Okay? I really do believe that. You know you're taking a risk. And, you win some, you lose some. I'm here working illegally. Life is going good. And then one day you get caught. What can you say? You got me. You got me. I mean, I think that's about it. That's all you can say. Got me. Do I think they should be doing? Here's what I think should be the focus. And sure, here's what I'll say about the 475 people who were not legally allowed to work here in the United States. They get snatched up and taken to some facility. I don't know that I love that, but why aren't the people who are conspiring to hire these people getting hauled off to some facility? Hyundai is they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing when they're hiring people who are not legally allowed to be here working. I don't want to see the workers get punished more than the people who work for Hyundai and they're hiring these people. If you are a person who does the hiring, a hirer, you're an employer, you work in HR or, wherever it is, whatever department makes decisions about hiring. And trust me, they know how to run. Terrence, do they know how to run paperwork when you're getting hired? Terrence will tell you, they know how to run paperwork when you're getting hired. And especially if they don't want you there, they definitely know how to run paperwork. Don't not check a box. Like, oh, he didn't get hired. Why didn't he get hired? There was this little box over in the corner that he was supposed to check, but he didn't check it. So what did the box say? Oh, it just said, please check this box if you want a job. It was really tiny, but it was over there in the corner, and he should have checked it. If they don't want to hire you, they going to find whatever they want to find. But they can't find out that these people don't have active visas. Like, their visa is expired. They can't find that out. No, what I believe, or what has been my experience, is that what these companies do, they're not hiring so-called illegal workers to give them a better life. They're hiring them either to keep wages down or to drive wages down. Because a lot of these jobs are union jobs. And when you're talking about these Hyundai plants and things like that, they had 475 or so people working there that wasn't legally allowed to work there. That's a good portion of your workforce. If they're not allowed to be there, and this is a union job. I've been in a union. I told y'all the stories. So what happens is you keep these people there. They vote on union contracts. The union always want to raise. Oh no, by the way, is GE finished striking? I haven't seen the news about it. Is their strike over or is it still going on? Somebody let me know if you know. But union contract comes up. Workers want higher wages, more benefit. I wasn't really doing that. I had to talk with my hands down because the thing gonna keep reacting. Workers want higher wages. They want better benefits. You know what I'm saying? They want more off days, sick days, stuff like that. Workers have demands. But if you're Hyundai, and, you know, Terrence said Hyundai is Korean. Right. So if you can bring people over here, get them work visas, then those work visas expire, but you still keep them here. And a contract come up, and the Americans and whatnot is like, hey, we want more money, and we want more benefits, and we want better work conditions. Guess what's going to happen? Those Koreans who are not here working legally now, they get to vote. They part of the union. And all you got to do is you tell them, like, hey, if you vote for this contract, you're going to be out of a job. We sending your ass back to Korea. Or, because they wasn't all Korean. Or, you're going to be out there. You know, and my mom used to say, you're going to be ass out because you're not going to be working here. And so it forces those people who are not legally able to work here to vote to keep wages down. Or, you know, if you've got a nice union and you bring in a whole lot of people, they can drive wages down. Say, hey, we want a raise next time. Well, we want to give you a pay cut next time. Well, we're going to strike. Oh, yeah, you think so? All the Koreans vote for the pay cut. All y'all Mexicans vote for the pay cut. None of this stuff is accidental. And I believe the people who should receive the harshest punishment is everybody involved in the hiring of the people who are not legally allowed to work. Look, and y'all know I don't bring this up very often, but look, if they can look at you working and you're doing a good job and you're valuable to the company, but they can say, hey, wait a minute, wasn't he supposed to take a vaccine 2.5 years ago? Like, yeah, he was supposed to take a vaccine 2.5 years ago. He didn't take that vaccine. Let's fire his ass. Yeah, let's fire his ass. If they can remember that, these companies can remember, ain't his visa expired? His work visa, it expired, didn't it? Yeah, sure did. Expired last month. Well, somebody got to go because he don't have an active work visa. I don't know if my terminology is correct, you know, but you know what I'm saying. It ain't like they can be like, we didn't know that his work visa had expired. They know. They know. So I guess I'm not against them saying, hey, we've been watching this and we've been seeing what's going on. Let's run in there and let's round up those people. I believe there is a political element to it. I mean, come on, y'all. We know the world that we living in now. We know the president that we have and kind of the anti-immigration movement that we have. I'm sure that played a part in it. And don't get me, I don't believe that the government did it because, oh, they're taking American workers and they're driving down wages. And that's not why ICE did it. That's not why they were investigating. Oh, wait a minute. I don't even know if I got the phones up. Hold on. I don't think I got the phones. Let me, I've been telling y'all to call and the phones ain't even active. Sorry about that. If anybody was trying to call, I apologize. Okay, the phones are open now. Thank you, Jerika, for reminding me to open up the phones. But yeah. So I'm torn. I think it's mean-spirited. A lot of what they're doing is mean-spirited. Some of it is just downright illegal. But when they do stuff like, a big Hyundai plant, they got 475 or so people working there that are not legal to be working in the United States. I'd say that's warranted. But again, the harshest punishments should be to the company and to the people who are tasked with making sure that everybody that's working there is legal to be working there. So I'm sorry, Charlotte, if Charlotte in HR, whose job it is, or, whatever, to do the hiring and to make sure that everybody, I'm sorry, Charlotte, but you got to go to jail. Or to a detention site. Something. You don't get to just chill. What you did is not legal. Hyundai? I'm sorry, but what y'all did is not legal. Y'all should have sent those people back to Korea if, that's what needed to happen. But y'all get some sort of a massive punishment. Not, we fined Hyundai $100,000. $100,000 ain't nothing to Hyundai. They got, like as my man Wyatt says from time to time, now I want you to feel it. I didn't like the way that came out. I didn't like the way that came out. He's talking about if he's betting you about something, don't be trying to bet $10 or whatever. Nah, we gonna bet a large amount because when you lose, I want you to feel the pain of that money. You ain't gonna feel it.
Oh Lord, that's even worse.
You ain't gonna feel it if you just lost $5. But if you lost $5,000, you'll feel that. I didn't mean it. It didn't come out right. It didn't come out right. Brent.
Yeah, you need to find a different word than feel it.
That's
all I can see. All I can see now is the Jacksons sprinkling that glitter dust. With now questioning was it dust or was it something biological material over the cities and the people, and they like grinning, and I'm like, oh Lord. So no. I think you got to make a decree like you used to have all the rules and everything. You cannot say that you're feeling anything unless you're male and some women parts. And things
I knew what I was saying, but when I heard it come out, it didn't come out right.
Yeah. Saw you came back on yesterday. Oh yeah, and I need to. We have conflict. We don't have beef. We have conflict.
Oh.
What's up with you trying to better yourself by advancing your education and you denying the people? You just think you all smarty-arty now, don't you?
Hey, every once in a while you got to try to. I'm bucking what Pharaoh says, and sometimes you just got to read. Sometimes, even if you black, sometimes you just got to read. So,
how is that coming along?
It's coming along. What? This was week 7, so 7 weeks down, 5 weeks to go.
Okay. All right. So do you get a certification afterwards, similar to Pharaoh's?
But no. Well, I'm pretty sure they'll give me some sort of a certificate. But it's basically preparing me to take all of the CompTIA certifications and become certified in network administration and IT this and cybersecurity and all of that kind of stuff. And so when I'm done here, I'll still have to take and receive all of those certifications. But this is, and I've learned more. I was actually just telling my instructor yesterday. He was diagramming all of these networks, and we were talking about IPv4 and subnetting and IPv6 and this, and he was putting all of these routers and managed switches and all of this stuff on the board. And I ran to the restroom, and when I came back, I walked in, and for whatever reason, my brain went back to day one, and I was thinking, if I walked in this room on day one and saw that shit up on the board, I'd have probably just turned around and walked out like that. All it looked like Chinese, But the fact that I saw it all and I knew exactly what everything was, and could tell him and answer all of these different things. I'm learning a lot, and I'm happy.
All right, that's good. That is good. So maybe you can come back and get a room rented that Pharaoh now refuses to take Lincoln's help, getting a room, and teaching everyone else. Each one teach one. You can have your own little class, and give out those Staples certificates that you can get there. But on your topic about this immigration raid that happened down at the Kia plant. Kia Hyundai plant, it's the same company, but I'm thinking it's down in West Point, Georgia, which is about 20 minutes from the Alabama border, right on I-85. I used to work down there across this highway from it when I worked with Caterpillar, one of the locations there. But until the CEOs and the HR managers and the COOs go to jail, this is never going to stop.
Right.
And they're not guaranteed. They did not go in and scoop up all of the illegal workers, because they got to keep the lines working.
Mm-hmm.
And when Mitt Romney said, corporations are people, that's a damn lie. You ain't never heard a single corporation go to jail. But like in other countries like Saudi Arabia, this is just, still automotive. With Toyota, for instance, if you sell cars over in Saudi Arabia and there is an issue with the car, you have a week as the dealership to get it fixed. And if you don't get it fixed, they put your ass in jail. So when we get reports from over there, it's somebody on the line of going to jail. So we have to make sure we get them taken care of and get a solution for them. So that's real. So they know, man, I can't be selling stuff or doing stuff that'll wind me up in jail. So them going after immigrants, whether it is their Kia or other locations, that's not going to do nothing, because the HR people are still going to continue to sign the illegal immigrants. They're going to continue to sign them onto employment because they got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
If they're showing. But if you cut off the head, them jokers, if they know that they are going to get put in jail, they ain't going to hire them.
That's right.
Like, no, you ain't getting me in jail. Because like one of the biggest industries that a lot of these, like the Latinos and everything, is with food processing, meat, Smithfield, which is now owned by the Chinese. They've owned it now for like 5 years. Those meat processing plants, they would do regular raids through Democratic administrations and Republican administrations, but they would only get like maybe a quarter of the illegal folks, because we got to have them baby back ribs and the pig feet and the hog balls and everything else. So they wouldn't get all of them, but they would get enough just to scare them for a little bit, and folks would keep, stay down low, and then they'll eventually, get rid of them, and they come on back, and they hire them right back, because they like the cheap labor, like you were saying there before, and they trying to make that money, and they don't care who they have to exploit, or even what, like the H-1B visas. That's what a lot of the Indians and the Chinese, they come over and they take good IT jobs, good engineering jobs, but they don't have to pay health care benefits. They don't have to pay, they don't have to pay health care benefits, and they don't get the same salary that, an American-born worker would get. So these companies are getting over, and the companies will say, well, guess what? The school system isn't producing enough engineers. Well, why is that? They're not investing in education, because the corporations want to pay the least amount of money they can, or they want to pay the least amount of money to get the most profit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's where capitalism, unfettered capitalism, or what we're going into now, is not good, because the only thing you're concerned with is the bottom line. And just from the standpoint, pivoting a little bit, think about when they came up with penicillin.
But wait a minute, before you pivot, I just and I want everybody to kind of understand, my perspective on it is, when I hear Trump and those guys talk all bad about illegals and how we need to get these illegals out of here and all of that kind of stuff. This is the same guy who hired those people to work for cheap labor at Mar-a-Lago. He don't hate immigrants like he trying to get y'all to hate immigrants. He might hate them, but he's not above exploiting them for cheap labor. So don't believe all of these ICE raids that, oh, they're gonna get rid of. No, this stuff, some of it is just, kind of stoking that us versus them mentality. They love to do that, but they don't really want to get rid of illegal immigrants and all that kind of stuff because they still want to hire them.
Yeah, and even Trump has shown time and time again he will screw over union workers. He'll screw over small business people by not paying them, saying something was wrong with the work that they did, and then string them along. And they need that money, so they'll settle for 70% of what they had agreed to rather than not get anything for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's just great. But with the pharmaceuticals, when you think of where we are now, just think if the polio vaccine, which they pretty much, gave away, distributed and everything. But if polio was going on now, I doubt that they would even come up with a cure. Because just if you give a cure, you just treat people once and they're done. They would come up with a treatment plan to make you come back every month, every 2 weeks, or it'd be like insulin or something like that, to where they can make a profit because they're just so profit driven, and some things should just be free. I'm glad, what was the lady's name? Salk, who came up with penicillin. She put it out there. Yeah, everybody go ahead and use it. This is going to be good to, benefit mankind. But these, billionaires that get richer and richer, they're not doing anything that benefits the public, by building parks and foundations and things like that. They are doing things to make monuments to themselves, see who can make it into space first. So they're putting their money into their, just lining the pockets into their vanity projects, but it's really not benefiting, the country as a whole, what it should be. But welcome to the blurred community. Sierra and I will gladly welcome you. We'll get you tassels. We'll get you some glasses with the tape in the middle. So once you finally get your certification, we'll welcome you with open arms.
All right. Well, you might, Sierra still got problems with me. We're going to have to work that out.
Oh, well, we can. We may have staked you before the council like you have to do with the Livingston, larger family.
Hey, that's right. That's right. Oh,
but if you say the right things.
Real quick wrestling report. You think she's coming back tonight?
Think who's coming back?
Do you think she's coming back?
Oh, who are you talking about, Naomi?
No, AJ.
Oh, that is right. Yeah. Oh, they're going to be in Chicago. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she better come back. They've been teasing it all along. She better come back and just slap fire out of Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'll be back for probably that one pay-per-view, and then she'll go on back being, AJ, not involved in wrestling. But yeah, they teased it for long enough. She has to go ahead and come on back. Because I forgot all about it. In fact, you got to end the show here in about 47 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out.
All right, and you'll have double screen up so you can watch that. Pardon me?
I said I always liked AJ. I don't know why, but I always liked her, and her characters that she played. I always liked her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She plays a good crazy, which is, crazy is good until crazy turn on you. and even when she played crazy with her now husband CM Punk, she was that was scary crazy. Like, man, don't do it. But I see why you're doing it. But don't do it. I see why you're doing it. Don't do it. So
yes.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah. A quick update on my son. We got him moved up there to Cape Cod, playing semi-pro hockey, and with the hopes of turning that into a college scholarship. Of course, Mrs. Beard was sad to leave her her 19-year-old son there, but I just wanted to slow down enough to lift up the lift gate and just peel out and make his bags fall out. He can figure it out, but stayed up there, and he's doing good, and he already knows how to cook and everything. So I got him squared away in that. And Mrs. got him squared away, so he's gonna be fine. And with FaceTime and everything now, I told him, make sure you call her, FaceTime her every single day. With me, you ain't gotta do all that. You can call me every now and then. Just let me know you're still alive. You alive? You got food? What are you putting on the card? I see everything. Don't make me turn it off.
So you say he's playing semi-pro. What league is he playing in? Like, I guess that's not semi-pro. Like I was thinking about the Cincinnati. What are they now? The Cyclones.
He's playing in something called the Eastern Hockey League, and there's a bunch of different hockey leagues.
That might be. Is that the same hockey league that Cincinnati's in?
I don't know, but I know there's something similar. It's called the ECHL. So there's different acronyms, but looking at the schedule, they'll only be playing teams in like Vermont and New York and New Jersey and Philly, in that area, because it's within 2 to 3 hours, because they got to get on a bus or get in each other's cars and travel to those games. So yeah, I keep on telling that boy he needs to get his Instagram and everything together and tell his story, because the baby boomers and the Gen X, like we the one that got the money, and we need to be communicated in a certain way to get money out of our pockets into their pockets. So, all I can be as a consultant, I'm like, if you want to know how to get the money out of us, I know how. I remember being in school, and I'm sure you remember being in school down at Alabama State, calling, talking to your relatives, just let them know how everything is going, and then they bring up the topic. Hey, you need some money? Well, anything you can provide, I will. I will gladly take. So I'm a consultant. I've given him advice. It's up to him to take it.
All right. Well, I wish him all the best. And you and the missus as well. Because, it ain't just his journey. It's all y'all journey.
Oh, yeah. Folks always say, I want tickets. I'm like, hey, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. The percentages are just as low in college hockey as it is in any other professional sport. So, hey, just as long as he still gets his degree and able to, if he wants to do it as a career, hey, he can be on the white-collar side. Which you have a longer longevity anyway, with front office and rinks and things like that you do actual claiming. So,
all right.
So, yep. All right. Hey, well, you take it easy and have a good weekend.
You do the same.
Bye.
All right. That was Brent. I saw Terrence said, where am I taking classes? It's called Cable Academy. I saw Doc Cronium put it up there, Cable Academy. My instructor is Richard. Richard. I don't know if he want me putting all his information out there, but we just gonna call him Richard. That's his name. And he's a really good instructor. He went crazy yesterday. When I say went crazy, I just mean we was there really late. He was teaching the whole time, but I was thinking, the time that he talking about, okay, now we about to talk about. I'm like, it's 4:45. What you mean now we about to talk about? So, yeah, he kept us there a little late yesterday, which was good because, I learned stuff. But, it's so far, it's a good program. It's a good program. And he's a really good instructor. Dave Harry want to know, is Dave Stinger in the same class? I haven't seen Dave Stinger. Let's see. But no, I want to see, like Brent said, and I think I saw Nate say, I want to see these people who are, and not just one person, like don't scapegoat nobody. If you in HR, you working with any level in HR, you know what's going on. You are responsible. And all y'all need to pay some consequences. See, the CEO, well, but I didn't instruct anybody to hire. I didn't know they were hiring people who weren't legally allowed to work. I passed that off to my team and they take care of it. Well, you're responsible for your team. You're responsible for your team. But that was what happened in Georgia, and that's kind of my feelings on it. My feelings are a little more complicated than that, but I'm about at the point where I had to go. Let me see. Anything else? There was something else that I saw that I wanted to discuss, but y'all know how it happens. I get on here and I get to rambling, and then I forget all of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. Again, this is because I come rushing in here and doing this. Oh, shoot. I can't think of what else it was that I wanted to talk about, but there was something else. Yes, Terrence, it's the same cable academy they used to advertise with Radio 1. Josh Gutman, I remember he was the one who used to be there, there was that Radio 1 tie-in because he used to be the general manager, which I haven't seen him since I've been over at Cable Academy. I'm not sure if he's still with Cable Academy, but yeah. Let's see, don't forget our little baby update. Little baby doing good. I typically now take her to school on Fridays. So I get a chance to talk to her on Fridays and on that ride to school. And, we kind of pray before she goes to school and all of that good stuff. I asked her, how has school been so far? Any bad days? And she said, no, it's been all good days, except for one. And I said, what? What happened on the day that was a bad day? And she said, I can't really remember. So I guess it wasn't really that bad. I said, well, good. We like good days. So, yeah, she's having a good school year. She's enjoying going to school. I gave her a little tip. She said she don't want to do it, but I try to encourage her to do it anyway. My tip to her, because y'all know I believe the Bible. And even if you don't believe the Bible, the principle is a good principle. If you want friends, first, you have to show yourself to be friendly. And so my advice to her, don't run around trying to make friends and all of that kind of stuff. But be friendly to everybody. Just be friendly. And, maybe if people are being mean to you, I'm not saying, give them a compliment, but to be friendly to people. If you see somebody and their hair is, just got done and it looks nice, there's nothing wrong with saying, I like your hair. Somebody got on some new shoes. There's nothing wrong with saying, oh, I like those shoes. They're cute. Little girls talk like that. I said it so you can do that. Do it with your teachers too. Your teachers get their hair done. Sometimes you see your teacher and she just got her hair done. You can tell her your hair is cute. Just be friendly and see what happens. She said, I don't like running around giving people compliments for nothing. I said, okay. But you are being friendly. And she said, yeah, she's being friendly. She's not running around complimenting people. She's not comfortable doing that. Oh, she cracks me up. And of course, we got to argue. We got to argue every morning or every Friday that she's here. But it wouldn't be right if we didn't argue. But I will tell you this. We had just finished talking about her good days. And I thought about it. And I was trying to think, when is the last time I had a bad day? When is the last time I had a bad day? I was thinking, I'm sure I have. But I can't remember the last time I had a bad day. And although I'm saying bad stuff has happened, y'all know the whole bust out the back of the window and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know why I did that, because I don't believe nobody just busts out the back of the window. But waking up to my back window shattered, all the other ordeals that have happened in the last 7 weeks, which has been, a lot of them. I can tell you, I got a new MacBook Pro, one of the higher tier ones that I'm still paying off without a job. But I got one and got up one morning, go to school, open up my laptop, no picture, no nothing. The laptop I'm like, what is going on? And then I plugged in an external monitor and it worked. So my monitor was gone out. No cracks, no nothing, just wasn't working. But then I thought about it and my bag had fallen. And I'm saying all that to say so many little things have happened. But I can't think of a bad day. And I don't know when I made a decision, but apparently somewhere subconsciously, I made a decision that I'm not going to let circumstances really affect me and my day and my mood. Something bad can happen and I can not like that bad thing, but I'm going to do my best to not let that affect me. And all of this, I was driving her to school and we were talking about her bad days and all of that kind of stuff. And a car, stopped in front of me, but over here. Stopped, and I looked at the little sticker on the mirror. And the little sticker said, and it was just perfect timing. The little sticker said, "Don't let the bad days win." And I was like, I like that. Again, I can't think of the last time that I had a bad day. But if you have bad days, bad things happen and, you just run, don't let the bad days win. You can still be happy, even through turmoil. Again, kind of one of my things is, look, the stuff that I can control, I'll do my best to control. And, the stuff I can't control, whatever happens, happens. But I'm not going to be running around in a bad mood or, whatever, just for the sake of being in a bad mood. I'm in a good mood every day. I'm in a good mood every day. I was very frustrated about that window being broken. But I didn't allow that to ruin my day. I just went on to class, put some tape on the back, running around all raggedy with tape on the back of my window. But put some tape on the back, run around and, go to school, go to class, do what I got to do. And the next day, got it fixed. Costs money. I wasn't happy about that. But me being in a bad mood, being mad and snippy with people and all that kind of stuff wasn't going to make it not cost money. So, it is what it is. Don't let the bad days win. Yeah. Other than that, hold on. Somebody, I guess, I was about to get out of here. I was about to say, every once in a while people have questions and I'm always willing to answer them. Click it. Nate!
E-Man.
Hey, what's going on?
I was just about to type in here, that's my cue. Don't let the bad days win, or however you phrase it, because I got a problem. I'm hoping you can calm me down.
All right.
So I'm letting the bad days win, and I hope you'll give me a little leeway on this.
All right.
Did you know that a lawsuit has been filed by Chris Finney and by Kurt Hartman, the two white guys who are always representing the white community? And before I get to it, where is our black community lawyers? I've been putting this out on Facebook, screaming and hollering, but it really is bothering me that it just seems like white people, even if they're not technically working together, they always working together. And I'm mad because I want to see the black community do the same doggone thing. So, do you have an answer for that first question? Where is our community lawyer? Who would you say is the black community's community lawyer?
I don't know that we have one. I think I think a number of the people who were, kind of, I don't even want to say they was doing community lawyer work, but at the very least they were lawyers and they were speaking out. Some of them became judges and the other ones, got with corporations and they just do other stuff. There are no more, or at least to my knowledge, I don't know of any lawyers that's just out there so-called fighting a good fight. But it makes sense because, they got to eat.
Well, Chris Finney got to eat too. Kurt Hartman got to eat. Why do they have community lawyers and we don't?
I honestly,
it ain't right.
Hold on, but I have a theory. I'm still working on the theory, but my theory goes a little something like this. Say Chris Finney and them, they sue the city, right? They get paid off of that stuff all of the time.
Right.
And people look at them and they're like, oh, that's really smart. But there's a different standard for black people. If I'm a lawyer and I sue the city right now, black people going to be mad at me. Like, oh, you just trying to make money suing the city. Why don't you go be a real lawyer? There's a different standard for black people that we hold some of us hold ourselves to. And it would seem like, oh, he's an ambulance chaser, on the city tip, if there were black lawyers doing the stuff that Chris Finney and them is doing. Black people wouldn't like it. I think a lot, because I don't want to generalize, even though I just did accidentally. A lot of black people wouldn't like it, and they wouldn't understand it, and they wouldn't respect it. Now, there are some who would, but I think a lot of people wouldn't.
So, Chris Finney and Kurt Hartman have jumped into the Cincinnati Brawl issue to help bolster the white people and to help get Alexander Tishervinsky found not guilty, to get the charges dropped against him. And they've been slick about it by suing, not the city this time, they're suing the clerk of courts. And this is also political because before you know it, he'll be standing for re-election, and so they have him in their he's a target. They want to take that office back. It's a whole bunch. It's hundreds of jobs in the clerk's office, and the Democrats control it now, so they control all those jobs. Now, if you don't mind, I remember back in the day we used to play on the radio every now and then. We used to play Guilty or Not Guilty, where we give people a set of facts, and then we would let them decide if the person was guilty or not guilty.
I do remember.
Usually they were guilty. So if you would allow me, I want to read to you a little bit out of this lawsuit that they filed, and I'm going to try not to pause, but I want you to hear this coded language that they're using in this lawsuit. Again, this is filed by Kurt Hartman and Chris Finney. They say that it's a lawsuit against the clerk of courts, but look how they do it. Paragraph number 2. As developed below, based upon news reports, there is currently a criminal case brought by the city of Cincinnati and the Hamilton County Municipal Court against an individual named Alex Tishervinsky, who was brutally beaten in a melee occurring on the streets of Cincinnati in the early morning hours of July 26, 2025. The melee and the perception of general lawlessness in the city of Cincinnati has been the subject of national and international news reports, even though the I want to skip this. It's a little legal stuff in here that's not germane to the point I'm trying to point. So then they go into the facts. In the early morning hours of July 26, 26, 2025, a melee erupted on the streets of the city of Cincinnati in the vicinity of 4th and Elm Street. Soon thereafter, videos of the melee started circulating on social media. The videos of the melee revealed a mob of individuals brutally attacking individuals. One individual, later identified as Alex Chervinsky, was captured in videos being repeatedly stomped, kicked, and punched while he's laying in the street. Also in the videos, a man is captured punching a woman in the face, causing her to fall to the ground, rendering her unconscious and bleeding from the mouth. Within hours, videos of the melee occurring in the city of Cincinnati on July 26, 25 began circulating on social media. Within days, the melee occurring in the city of Cincinnati and the lawless brutality demonstrated in the videos became a matter of national and even international news reports. Yet, in response to the melee and the negative attention being focused on the city of Cincinnati, the so-called leadership of the city of Cincinnati, i.e. the mayor, the city manager, and the police chief, deflected taking any responsibility for the deteriorating conditions in the city of Cincinnati, lending itself to public perception of lawlessness, and in particular, the melee occurring on July 26, 2025. For example, Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Thigi sought to place some blame for the melee on bar owners, suggesting they may be culpable for over-serving those individuals in the melee. Additionally, one member of the Cincinnati City Council, Victoria Parks, directly blamed the victims of the brutal attack, posting on social media in response to a video showing some of the melee that they begged for that beatdown. Nonetheless, within a few days of the melee, individuals engaging the brutal attacks were identified and charged by the Cincinnati Police Department. Notwithstanding the prompt return of criminal charges arising from the melee, public outcry and pressure from certain quarters continued against officials of the city of Cincinnati because all the individuals facing criminal charges were black. On August the 1st, 2025, the mayor of the city of Cincinnati, AFCAB Pure Evil, conducted a news conference surrounded by various council members and so-called community leaders from the city. One of those who Mayor Pureval allowed to speak during the press conference on August the 1st, 2025 was a person Mayor Pureval described as a faith leader, Damon Lynch. During that press conference, Mr. Lynch declared, not even Reverend Lynch, Mr. Lynch declared the melee had been racialized and then demanded that the victims be arrested. Okay, I said I wasn't going to stop. Demanded that the victims be arrested, declaring, quote, "When I see the mugshots, I only see people who look like me, and I don't see the person who re-engaged. I have to agree with those politicizing and racializing this, and so until we see all the mugshots, this is still a racial issue," unquote. And in response, Mayor Pureval declared that, quote, "I agree with Pastor Lynch that there is no doubt that this public safety challenge, that this incident will require further investigation, further charges, and further arrests for every single person involved. I expect that we will have more charges and more arrests as the investigation proceeds," unquote. I'm almost done. Subsequently, on August the 8th, 2025, the Hamilton County jury The Hamilton County Jury Grand returned an indictment against 5 individuals involved in the melee. All such individuals were black. Said indictment included 8 counts, including 3 counts charging all 5 individuals with felonious assault, a second-degree felony. In the ensuing weeks, criminal charges were filed against additional individuals who were also black. In light of the foregoing, public outcry and pressure from certain quarters further intensified against officials of the city of Cincinnati, with various groups holding press conferences calling for one of the victims of the melee, who happened to be Alexander Chervinsky, who is white, be charged criminally. Some of those participating to pressure officials of the city of Cincinnati included members of the Cincinnati City Council. Based upon information and belief, the grand jury reports do not indicate a no bill being returned against Alex, and thus it appears the Hamilton County prosecuting attorney elected not to present potential charges to the Hamilton County grand jury. Nonetheless, based upon news reports, on or about August 19th, the Cincinnati Police Department filed misdemeanor charges against Alexander. Based upon investigation, this criminal case against Alexander was assigned, and it's got a case number, and based upon news reports, according to the president of the local police union, the two detectives with the Cincinnati Police Department who spent hundreds of hours investigating the melee refused to sign their criminal complaint against Alexander. In fact, said news reports indicate the president of the local police union revealed that the Cincinnati Solicitor's Office actually ordered the filing of criminal charges against Alexander, though in one report a spokesman said in a statement that the city solicitor did not force police to file charges. And so they go on and on and on into the law, into the arguments. Here's why this makes me so mad. This was filed with the Ohio Supreme Court. It becomes part of the official record. This is a not so transparent attempt to basically prejudge the jury and get them to believe that the only reason Alexander got charged with that little bitty misdemeanor is because the black community led by Reverend Damon Lynch III was put so much pressure on the city of Cincinnati and on the mayor that they treating this guy wrongly. And he is the victim. In fact, they use that term several times. It makes me mad, not only because this is improper. This is an improper lawsuit. This is Kurt Hartman and Chris Finney trying to get involved in this case, sort of as defense attorneys for Alexander. But it's also, they knew that this would get picked up by like Fox 19 and some of the rest of the local news stations. They knew that what they said in here wouldn't be challenged. And so it makes me mad, partly because of what we started this conversation with. It just seems like if all things was fair, somebody black would put our version of events into a lawsuit. We would file it with the Ohio Supreme Court. They would have to defend the stuff that they've done wrong to the black people. I don't know. So help me out, bro. Talk me down. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that I should. What was you saying? You shouldn't let stuff like this ruin your day. I read this a couple of hours ago. I've been mad ever since. I just don't think this is right. It's not justice. And it seems like our leaders either aren't fighting back, they don't know how to fight back, and it seems like we're losing. And this ain't about the individuals who went down there fighting. Okay, this ain't about them. This is about injustice. This ain't right.
I agree. Number one, that it's not about them. It's about injustice. I agree that I'm with you in the questioning of, where are the black attorneys. I saw a few people say Clyde Bennett, but that's not Clyde Bennett's role. That's not what Clyde Bennett does. Clyde Bennett is not down there like, and I'm gonna throw his name out there like Ken Lawson used to be. Ken Lawson used to, number one, he didn't mind coming to the community and explaining what's going on from a legal standpoint. And, every once in a while you would see Ken Lawson standing with people when there was injustice that happened. And I don't know that you see that. And I'm asking you, because I know you know some of these people, when they had that thing over at Lynch's church, where were the black attorneys? Were there black attorneys up there with them explaining the legal process and what could be done, or, why this was right, why this was wrong? and helping to formulate some sort of a legal strategy, or was it all just, non-lawyers?
I don't remember seeing any lawyers unless you count Jan-Michelle Lemon Kearney is an attorney. Tracy Hunter, Judge Tracy Hunter is a lawyer. Now, as far as I know, Tracy don't have a license to practice law anymore. But those two. Now, I imagine that if it was a black lawyer listening, they would say, well, we didn't get invited. Nobody's officially engaged us. And I just wonder, how do Kurt Hartman and Chris Finney always somehow get engaged for the white community? And number two, I do know a lot of these attorneys. I know them personally. I know them by name. I've worked with a lot of them. And you're right. Now, Clyde, on this particular instance, Clyde couldn't be the community lawyer because he represents, at least last I checked, he represents one of the defendants.
Mm-hmm.
Same goes for Carl Lewis, who I know personally. He represents one of the defendants. There's a new guy who I didn't recognize. He's a younger black guy. He couldn't do it because he's a defense attorney representing one of the defendants. And I know people are going to eventually start thinking I'm picking on her. Rodney Harris is a great attorney. He probably couldn't do it right now because he's running for judge. And so it's all kind of limitations on what you can and can't do when you're running for judge or when you are a judge. But you got people like, I almost hate to say names, but you got Elizabeth Tye. Elizabeth Tye, when she wanted to be a judge, she didn't have no problem coming out to the black community asking for support. You got Ramona. Is Ramona still on the scene? We both know Ramona Daniels. Love her. I don't know if she, I don't know. Some of them are equipped. They wouldn't be necessarily my first choice. You got to be somebody who knows the law, who can fight these fights, and then you got to have a little something special in you.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth Tye, Ramona Daniels, even one of these, I've been thinking like, why don't the community go try to engage like Nadine Allen? Now, I don't know if Nadine Allen goes back and see, what we don't see is a lot of times when these judges retire, they actually go back and try to get paid to be a visiting judges. Sometimes it's in the county, sometimes it's in other counties. And so that might limit her in what she could do. But Cheryl Grant was an outstanding attorney before she got on the bench and spent all them years on the bench. I don't know that she's being a visiting judge. And, I think sometimes, especially some of the older people who done some leadership, I think they would welcome, somebody coming and asking them, hey, would you, do something, get engaged, keep your legal skills sharp. But I don't know, because I've never asked them. So I don't know if it's unfair for me to raise this on your podcast, but I'm just saying, for God's sake, somebody ought to be the black people's community lawyer. I'm reading through the chat. I'm doing the key now, and I see somebody say Eric Kearney. That'll be a little tricky. He do have a law degree. He is smart. Somebody said, what about Fanon Rock? Fanon he's in practice, but why couldn't he do it? The only time he gonna speak is when somebody's with the Cochran firm. I'm just saying, man, one of the reasons why I think a lot of the modern day civil rights movements or moments or whatever you want to call it have failed is because back in the day, whether it's Dr. King or whether you go back to the 40s and the 50s with their struggles, the successful ones almost always had a legal component to it. So when Dr. Kingdom was doing the street stuff, they always had lawyers fighting them with a legal strategy, fighting in the courts. And we don't see that. And that's why I think our movement in Cincinnati, was successful was because we had a Ken Lawson, and we had other people too, and they wasn't all black, by the way. But I just don't see that now, and I think it's a mistake. And and let me say this too, man. Chris Finney and them don't seem to be scared of taking punches. When I even think about a black community lawyer, man, they gonna take some hits.
Right.
But then I say, if Chris Finney and Kurt Hartman can do it, why can't the black people do it?
Because and look, I agree with you, but at the same time, there's a difference. There shouldn't be a difference, but this is America. This is Hamilton County. This is Cincinnati. There is a difference. Chris Finney and them can do that and, still be respected and all of that kind of stuff and in their community. But I don't know. Well, I might want to even take that back. Because I think a lot of people looked at what Ken Lawson and those guys was doing and respected them. There were some people, and still some people who hate on Ken Lawson and all that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of people looked at what they were doing and they respected them. I don't know that I don't think it's fair to compare the two and say, hey, look at them, and why can't we have some them? Because I think you, as a lawyer, you out there trying to get business or planning your political move to run for a judge or, become the CEO of some, or legal counsel for one of these companies or something like that. And
right.
I think a lot of people think if I'm out there like that, I'm toxic. I can't become the CEO of this. If I'm out there like that, a lot of this stuff is run. You got white people behind it and that whole power structure, and they can't look at me like that and still give me that position unless the reason they're giving me that position is to shut me up, But I think it's complicated. I don't see why it couldn't have. It definitely should. There should be an attorney or two. The Cincinnati, somebody said the Cincinnati Ben Crump, there should be one. And that really, somebody even just put it up there, that should come from the National Action Network, the NAACP, and all of that kind of stuff. Like, don't they have a legal counsel there? People who they can, we going to hold a press conference and our legal counsel going to stand up and...
Remember when Chris Smitherman made a big deal about making Chris Finney the NAACP
yes, I do.
local counsel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good point. I don't know. He says he's out here working and doing stuff. Who could tell me who the NAACP's current chair of the legal committee is? Whoever they is, him or her, they awful silent. So I just really wanted to mainly put that out there because I know some people wouldn't know that it's been filed. They would never have anybody read it to them. And to see that charged language, they are making a record. And they're making it at the local level, and now they're making it with the Ohio Supreme Court. And then they got a hearing coming up. Now, I'm getting conflicting dates. I was told by the clerks of council, the clerk of court person, that it was going to be on Tuesday. But the news reports that I read said it's going to be this big hearing on Monday. So the black community ain't been told about this. And so they had this stuff coming up, and then they go in, and then we be like, how come there's nobody tell us about this? We don't know. That would be something to me that the community lawyer would, hey, y'all, they getting ready to try to do something slick. Why y'all ain't watching? Hey, we need people to come down here. Hey, we need to. So I don't know. I don't know if you did a good job of. You always telling people to make the person smile or whatever you say. But I ain't really smiling. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we'll see if people got calls and call you, or I go back and try to read through the chat to see what they're saying. I'm just so frustrated with what I see going on. I'm tired of seeing black people lose in Cincinnati. We don't have a record of always losing. We got some records of winning. I want to see us get back. I'm saying we like I'm in Cincinnati, but I feel like I'm there. I want to see Cincinnati's black community get back to being on the winning side. Put some wins on the board.
Can I'm going to say this, even though I hate to be the I told you so guy. I really do. I hate to be the I told you so guy. But I told y'all when Christopher Smitherman was consolidating power over there at the NAACP and all of these grassroots activist organizations was folding up their tents, joining the NAACP to fight with Christopher Smitherman, I said that was a horrible idea. I told everybody, I was on the radio at the time, I told everybody that was a horrible, horrible idea. And I think we're seeing the results of that now because we no longer have all of those. You can probably name all of them. The Black United Front, which I guess they still exist, but they don't really exist like that. What was Sister V's organization?
Concerned Citizens for Justice.
You had a number of organizations, because I don't really want to single all of them out, because number one, I can't remember them all. But you had a number of people. Everybody had their own style and their own little way of doing things. And then Christopher Smitherman became president of the NAACP, and I knew it was something shady about that. And I said it, because, I don't care. And everybody
the Ministers Conference.
Everybody said that I was crazy and I was just a hater, but we are seeing the results of, hey, everybody, let's just join the NAACP and fold up our own tents. Because now we don't have these other grassroots organizations, even if just to, hey, you light a little fire over here, you light a little fire over there, you push us to do this and you push us to do that. We don't have that anymore. And I think that's kind of what you're seeing and what you're speaking to. How do we get back to that? I don't know. But that's the danger of hero worship, and because I think that was what I saw with the whole Smitherman thing. That's the danger of hero worship and being super followers and all of that kind of stuff. It has long-term consequences, and we're seeing it now.
I agree with you.
But you still gotta, have a good day. You still got to have a good day. Hey,
I'm laughing. I'm laughing, but
let me grab this other line. Somebody calling in.
All right.
That was Nate. Caller.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Calling because I was trying to respond to something that I was seeing on TV. Should I text in?
No. What you got? What you got?
I was calling because I was seeing how they was talking about the different civil rights and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering, why do we have all these different organizations when they don't help none of us anyway? Like, I'm a African American female. I reside in Georgia.
Okay.
I was at an incident, and the police came and seized and took all my stuff. Oh. I didn't call the NAACP. I didn't call the Justice Institute for Justice. Everybody, nobody can help. So why do we need these organizations?
Well,
they're not protecting us.
Well, I don't.
They're not doing anything.
I don't know if I can say that across the board. I mean, it all depends on your specific situation, and if you want to get into it a little bit, then like why? Who seized your stuff,
The police.
and why did they see first? Hold on, what's your? Just give me a name. It doesn't have to be your real name, but give me a name to call you.
Q.
You said Q.
Mhm.
All right. So Q, why did they seize your stuff?
Well, I went to an event, and everybody was leaving this event because they supposed to be shooting. So these guys pulled my car over with guns, put this other guy in my vehicle, and I took him to the hospital. They told me to drop him off. So I'm forced to take this guy to the hospital and drop this guy off. They didn't know me. I didn't know him. But now the police want to come and seize and take all my belongings and everything. They question me, well, do you know this individual? No. You know what I'm saying? That's just like if you meet anybody on the street, somebody get hurt, and you transport them to the hospital. You come take all my stuff. I didn't do nothing. I'm innocent. You didn't look at all the tapes and everything. I'm innocent. So what do you take my stuff for? I done called all the lawyers in Georgia. I done called everybody. Nobody can help me. And there's so many other people in the same situation. And they calling it sovereign immunity, where they could just do whatever they want to do to people and nothing can be done.
Hold on a second, Q. I want to understand what you're saying happened. You were at an event and gunshots rang out. And you left.
On my way leaving, some guys pulled my car over with guns and forced this other guy in my car, told me to take him to the hospital, which I did. I was scared. I didn't know what to do.
All right. And did you stay at the hospital? Did you?
Because he said that his family was coming there.
Right, but I'm saying when you got
I didn't know at this point that he was shot. I didn't know anything.
Right, and when you got to the hospital, did you, say something to the people who was checking in, like, I don't know him, apparently he shot, and I want to
see, I didn't know he was shot or anything. I was talking to him in the car.
Oh.
And he didn't tell me that, I was asking him, like, is you okay and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, just drop me off. My wife to meet me there. So now I'm just waiting for, his family to get there. But in the meantime, instead of me continue to wait, I left.
Okay.
And next thing I know, now the police at my door, they seizing all my property.
What did they seize, if I may ask?
My car, my clothes, my cell phone.
Well, I don't want to sound like, I'm on the side of seizing people's property, but it sounds like all of that might have been evidence to a potential crime because you were involved.
So if somebody on the street flag me down and they hurt and I take them to the hospital, I'm a part of it?
Well,
I thought that was a good Samaritan.
You are a good Samaritan, probably, but you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say maybe you should have just stayed there because I hate to be this guy, but you got to look at it.
I love your honesty.
You got to look at it from the perspective of, okay, apparently, allegedly, somebody was shot, and you pull up with a shot dude in your car. You drop him off, and then you leave. I'm the police. I'm like, well, what did you have to do with this? Your car is now evidence there was a shooting and the person somehow ended up in your car. Who did you call? What did you do? Why did you leave? You know what I'm saying? That it sounds like it may be an investigative tool to kind of take some of your stuff and hold it as evidence.
Got you.
Maybe. I mean, you should get your car back, like take some pictures, you know what I'm saying, something. I would say I think you probably should have stuck around and talked to somebody. Like at the very least, went in and talked to the people at the hospital. Like, I don't even know who this dude is. They pulled me over, and told them your story. And maybe you should have called 911 or something like that. But I don't know that this is a civil rights issue that the NAACP would or that that's even what they're equipped to do. It sounded to me like you just need yourself an attorney. And I really would advise you to get an attorney, because it kind of seemed like you wrapped up in something that you don't know nothing about, but some stuff could blow back on you if they don't believe your story.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much for your advice.
All right, get an attorney, protect yourself, and at the very least, get your car back.
Okay, I will. Have a great day.
All right, you do the same. Thank you for calling. All right. That was Q. Yeah. I kind of understand her. I won't say I understand it. But I imagine if I'm riding down the street and somebody pulled me over with guns, I don't know exactly what that looked like. But, you know what I'm saying? Somebody standing way with a gun pointed at you, I might not stop. But then you might get shot. So you're like, okay, I'm going to stop. And they shove somebody in the car and like, take them to the hospital. And, they in the car and you like, hey, what's going on? Why am I taking? I would ask, why am I taking you to the hospital? What happened? What's going on? And I'm thinking, dude in the back, calm as hell. Like, he don't even tell you like I've got shot or nothing. He just like, oh, no, I'm cool. I'm just take me to the hospital. I'm waiting for my wife. That whole situation sounds strange enough that if I'm the police, yeah, we got to do some more investigating. So, yeah, please, get an attorney. Get an attorney. Twin.
What's up, E-Man?
How you doing, sir?
Can you hear me?
No. No.
Oh, stop playing, man. Can you hear me?
No.
Man, whatever, man. You play too much.
Why would you ask me, can you hear me if we've already responded? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you when you said what's up and I responded.
Oh, my speaker's messing up. I ain't know if you can hear me or not.
You know that your speakers don't affect what I hear.
I ain't know if you can hear it. Like, what's that background noise and all that? I'm glad you came on, man. You've been ducking and dodging MIA for so long. I'm glad you came on. At least you was being honest and came on today, because, people really, look forward to you coming on, E-Man. You at least can say, hey, I'm here, I'm doing fine. I cooked another tuna salad and everything. I'm doing fine. But you don't even say that, man.
Well, hold on. Hey, I'm here. I'm doing fine. I made some tuna salad. I'm doing fine.
Quit being extra, man. No. You say, hey, I got a test tomorrow. I got a new study. I'm doing this and everything. You'll say that. But you'll never say, hey, I'm not going to be on. You'll probably say at 9 o'clock or something like that. Or send a message like that. But you never be honest about it, E-Man.
Hold on. First, I'm not dishonest about anything. But secondly, you got a point. Again, man,
you got a lot of fans and stuff, I'll vouch for you, E-Man. I like your little ugly ass. And then, oh, shucks. Oh, I'm going the right way.
What gangster say shucks? I've never. Is that against the OG code for a nigga to say, "Aw, shucks"? Who says that? What are you, Opie?
I got my son in the car with me, man. I don't cuss around him, none of that.
But then you could have just said something. Aw, shucks. Go ahead, Opie.
My son in the car.
Go ahead.
You know how little kids interpret everything, catch on. Like, my daddy said F you. My daddy said this. I don't do that, man.
Well, you could have just said, oh, man. Oh, dang. Oh, shoot. But, oh, shucks. I ain't never heard no gangster say shucks. But go ahead.
You ain't never heard no what?
Nothing. Go ahead, Dennis.
I know yeah. Oh, Dennis. You go climbing everything and all that. You been climbing for the last couple of days. And I heard, who was that? Black Lion and all that get on me. And you part of the Lincoln Ware cheerleading club. said I rant and all that.
Well,
But I don't do. I don't do that. I don't do that,
hold on.
man.
I didn't say you ran. That's not even a word. But you did run. You did. But why would you even bring that up? You know it's a sensitive subject.
No.
You ran.
No. Amen.
Okay.
Just like you say funny stuff in the chat and everything, and we laugh about it. It is what it is. It's our belief to believe what you're saying. Okay, I believe E-Man and stuff. I don't believe E-Man. And I told my brother, I said, watch this. I said, watch how many these Vicks up there about to pump on for Lincoln Ware. Watch this. And I told him what I was about to do. Oh, Twin, you bogey, you red. And no, I knew what I was doing because I didn't know if she was taking up for Hollywood Holly or not. I didn't know that. I told my brother, I said, watch this. I said, I get it started for you. And we was just listening to it. Mystical. I get it started for you. And then I was like, watch this. Watch this, Wink. And then he's like, what you about to do? I said, don't worry about it. I'll tell you later on. And then I did it. And, Twin, you ran. I say, you see how a nigga clown? You see how a nigga jump out of their baby chair and everything? I say, they bumming, man. I say, he's some gullible-ass niggas, man, in Cincinnati. They believe in hype everything and D-ride like a mug. I know what I be doing, man. Me running and all that. I don't listen to no damn Joyce. Because you loud for what?
Twin.
You loud for what?
Hold on, Twin.
What's up, player?
But first, you probably shouldn't have brought this up. But second, you not.
No, I want to clarify something, man.
And I want
because you've been clowning me.
No, I want to address what you're saying. You not pulling a Trump on us. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me what did the old country dudes used to say? You can't tell me it's raining when you peeing on my boots or something like that.
When I ain't even peeing on my parade.
No. You can't pee on my boots and tell me it's a rainstorm. That's what they used to say. Like, bro.
They ain't say nothing like that.
Yes, they did. We all heard.
No, they did.
They did, but we all heard you run. You can't tell us you didn't run trying to excuse the fact that you run. Like, I didn't really run. I said, watch this. And then I wanted to see how everybody was going to react to me
you
running.
You learn from the best.
No,
you learn from You learn from You've been around him too long, and you got your audience too, your cheerleaders.
You can't fool me. I know what I heard.
I
heard you run.
I don't play favoritism. I don't play the radio. But check this out, Emanuel. Check this out, Emanuel.
You were scared.
Check this. If I'm gonna play the system like that, I could have let that gay ass Zoe get off when he was saying that crazy stuff when Lincoln Wells set it up. So even though she came in the mix, why would I respect her? Zoe did it and stuff. Twins shut him down. We go see what he do with Joyce. No,
I don't
favoritism.
know what. Hold on, look. I want to tell you, I don't know what happened between you and Zoe, and
I'm saying,
whether he's
hold
gay
on.
and all
Lincoln
that
did
kind
the
of stuff.
same remix. Lincoln did the same remix. You think I'm gonna get her the same courage to bounce on Twin? No, it don't work like that, Charlie.
I'm confused. And who is Charlie?
You not damn confused. Get your damn educated ass mind together, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just told your goof ass what happened.
You didn't tell me
I said
anything.
Lincoln did the same thing.
What did he
Lincoln
do?
Did this.
What happened?
He tried to, when you put a nigga on three-way, he said, okay, Zoe here and stuff, Twin what? State your case. Oh, Twin this and Twin that. She did the same thing as Zoe did.
Stop. Slow down. Again, you are skipping over stuff, and you're leaving.
I'm not skipping over some. What part you don't understand? I don't do that Jerry Springer shit, nigga.
I'm trying to tell you what I don't understand, but you won't listen. What happened between you and Zoe? I don't know.
Nigga, I just told you he did the same thing.
You and Zoe had a three-way?
What the fuck is you on? You not understand this shit? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't. That's why I'm asking you to tell
Your
me.
spoiled ass tuna ass shit.
What?
You would be making this shit would have came out right. But you don't even want to make shit right.
Say naked. What happened with you and Zoe? That's all I'm asking. What
I'm about
happened?
to break it down to you dummy turn.
All right, please.
Calm down and park your brakes. This what happened.
All right.
He was saying some crazy. We was talking, and then that's when he interfered and stuff, and he was like, Zoe on the phone right now. Here,
okay.
Charlie. Zoe on the phone right Hold on, Charlie. I didn't see it. Hold on, Charlie. So, this ain't it.
Charlie, hold on.
What up, fam? Hold on, one. No, my bad, Email. I was talking
That's
to somebody.
all right.
Hey,
Charlie, to hold on.
So, Zoe, Lincoln Wells, Zoe on the phone, twin.
All right.
This and that, woo. And I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. I don't do that and stuff. That's for your orders. I don't do that back and forth. Then now the other day, he put Joyce on because I told what I was going to do.
Hold on.
And that thing. Joyce on the phone.
Wait. You woo-wooed over all of the details. I don't know what happened. So Zoe, take it step by step for me.
Come on, man.
I don't. I wasn't listening. I didn't hear it. That's why I'm asking you. So he put Zoe on the phone with you, and what happened?
You know how Lincoln do his thing, like
right.
He want to put like Too Sweet or somebody there with Joyce, or he put you. Not you, but
right. No.
Like
I
Pharaoh
understand.
or something like that.
Hold on, twin. Listen to me. Twin, listen. I understand that he put you on the phone with Zoe. What happened when you were on the phone with Zoe? That's what I'm asking you.
No, because I don't fuck with him. I don't, because he disrespectful that gay shit. I don't do that shit.
So what happened?
I do not like dude.
So
and
what
shit, all that, and then he know I don't like him. Then he wanna do that Jerry Springer. I said, Link, I'm not on that, man. I just made it.
Damn, I'm just trying to find out what happened when he put you on the phone with Zoe.
I told him I don't do that, and I hung up.
Oh, so you ran?
Come on, man. I didn't run. I don't do that.
Well,
I'm not. You're not about to be a. I'm not about to be a send-out for y'all. I'm not about to hype your order or something, Lincoln. Just like when he just did with what's up. Now I'm not about to do that. That back and forth, like when he got on the phone, when Zoe got on the phone with Craig and stuff, and he said, "Oh, you was a bitch," or you. No, I'm not about to do that. For what? That back and forth and shit for what? We can talk among as men, or I can talk to you as you stand in my face as a woman. I'm not about to do that. No, I don't pump fake or do none of this shit. This is entertainment purpose. And shit, and then you got the cheerleader or twin rant. No, nigga, go kick rocks, nigga. You or that woman. Go kick rocks. I don't give a fuck who you is.
But you did run.
Go kick. I mean, that's your category.
Okay.
That's your phase.
How do you categorize?
I mean, I can't knock you for your opinion.
How do you
That's my category.
So how do you categorize it?
No, I don't do it. I don't do Jerry Springer. I'm a gangster before any. I ain't never ran from no nigga.
Okay, so
besides gunshots.
Wait.
That's the only time flying the pit. That's the only time on the police. I ain't never ran from no nigga. I don't give a fuck if you 6, 8, 7 feet, whatever. Nigga, I ain't never ran from no nigga. I don't pump fake on it. This entertainment purpose, Emanuel.
Okay, so
and shit. So I acknowledge you and accept you and respect you on your podcast.
So
besides that, closed door, nigga, we can get it cracking.
So let me
fuck the dumb shit.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a man before anything. So y'all play too much on this shit. So nigga, I'm a real nigga. I don't give a fuck who you is. You kick rock, go eat a pussy or something. Nigga, suck a dick. Now, you want to go there technically about the situation, nigga?
Twin.
I don't fucking play all the time.
Twin.
Nigga, now I'm talking.
Twin, is your son still in the car?
Yeah, I'm talking to your gay-ass audience who always want to crack jokes.
I thought you don't cuss in front of your, remember, shucks?
No, my son ain't here. He in the house now.
I just asked you, nigga, was your son still in the car? And you said, yeah.
No, I'm fucking with him. You said what now?
I don't know who you're talking to now. I'm confused.
No, folks said something too.
So are you talking to me?
Correct that, folks. What you say, man? I'm talking to you. I understand what you were saying, man. I don't do that, man. I respect you and then all that yin yang people talking in the chat, nigga. You don't know me, man. One of you niggas or bitches. Fuck y'all. Shit.
Twin.
What's up, man? What's up, man?
So if you call me to confront me, like, right now, I'm on the air. And if you call like, Emanuel, I got a bone to pick with you. And then I'm like, no. I'm not going to do that. And I hang up the phone.
No, Emanuel, I'll be straight up with you, man. If I got an issue, I got an issue with you, I'll ask you about it. What's up with this, man?
Let me get the question out.
And then, Emanuel, I will call and stuff. Like most people that be on your chat or in Lincoln Well Wyatt Show, if I got a question, I'm saying, what's up with Shorty, man? What's up with this person? I'm saying, why they do this and all that to the people like that?
Twin.
I asked a serious question.
Twin.
What's up?
I'm just trying to get the verbiage right. So if you call me to confront me about something that I said,
Emanuel, if I had an issue with you, man, I don't do it on the chat. I would do it behind closed doors, man to man. I don't do that. If I got a real issue with you, man, I'm a real nigga.
Can I get the question out? Can I get the
what
question
did you
out?
somebody, man? I'm a real nigga,
you
nigga.
will know
I
what
don't
I'm
do
talking
that.
about if you let me get the question out. Let me get the question out.
Okay, stop playing with the people, man. Come on. What's up? What's up, Charlie?
Are you talking to me? Am I Charlie?
I'm talking to you, man. What's up? Charlie Joe's short for saying the N-word. What's up?
Okay. If you call me to confront me about something and I say, no, I don't do that, and I hang up, what would you call what I just did?
You hung up.
So you wouldn't say I ran from that conversation?
No, because I know I'm a catch down on. I'm gonna try down on. No, I'm gonna get you regardless of anything. We go bump heads. We go bump heads one way or another. We go bump heads. I don't do that front Smitty. And if I got an issue with a nigga or a woman like that, I take it to the side, man. Okay. I don't front shit. I'm a real nigga, man. I don't do that. Man, that's for kids. If I got an issue with him, man, hey, man, holler at me, man. Here's on my number. Woo-woo. Hit me on the horn. It just ain't go, fuck you, man. No, I want to put no, man, what we going through? No. That's not gangster, man.
All right, so
that's some fucking Jerry Springer
so
shit.
Then let's move like that then.
Hey, yo, pump.
So how about we move like that? So, moving forward, if you got an issue with something that I say, or you want to, kind of confront me about something, don't
address you about something on the real note. On the real tip, what I want to know, yeah, I would.
No. I'm saying, like, just period. Don't call on air. Just hit me up.
No, I ain't said, Charlie. No. I was just saying something because just to do it on purpose. What you say, man?
I'm confused about who is Charlie.
Man, come on, man. I just told you what it is.
But you talking to two different people, and sometimes he Charlie and sometimes
I can multitask, man. No, man, real talk, man. If I got a problem with somebody, I address real talk. If I got a problem with you, man, I will call you, message, whatever. You shoot me your number, whatever. I'll address it. Man, that yin-yang and all, man, I'm a real nigga, man. No, that people on here is just goofy to me, man. Bombing for what?
So you didn't run.
I don't play them games.
You did not run.
I don't have the energy right now to run. I ran the other day playing basketball at the hotel with my nephew. I don't have the energy right now to run. I ain't had the energy the other day to run when I called in and said what I was going to say. I put it out there. I told my brother what I was going to do. I said, watch this. Watch how these clowns get down. Watch these cheerleaders. Okay. He said, man, don't do that. I said, watch this. I told him what I was going to do. I don't know about that lady. I know she a hairdresser.
Hold on, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Hold on, I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
I know. You Comic View, and you said, hey, Twin, you did run. And I got to laugh at you, and I got to respect you.
Hold on. You won't. See, you won't let me get it out. And I'm trying to tell you, I don't necessarily believe that you told somebody what you were going to do in advance.
Okay, that's your belief and that's your opinion, and I respect your opinion.
For real,
and your belief.
Twin, for real, you gotta let me get it out, or you will never understand what I'm saying. All right, I don't believe that you told somebody that you were going to do that in advance, because there's no way that you could have known in advance that Joyce was going to call in when you started talking about her. So it doesn't sound reasonable to me that you would say, hey, Charlie, check this out.
You know what?
Let me get my scenario.
You know why I called in? She said dumb.
I'm about to call Lincoln. I'm about to call Lincoln and say some stuff about Joyce. And then when Joyce called in, I'm going to hang up. I don't believe you could have done that, because you could not have known in advance that she would call in.
You ain't hear when she said too dumb, did you? The other day on the phone.
No, I
prior
didn't.
To that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, okay then. But you worry about what Twin said and running, but you didn't hear her say too dumb.
But no,
on the phone.
Said,
who you think she be saying too dumb is?
I would think that would be too sweet. But
no. She know what she doing.
You just
and
asked
stuff.
me a
Y'all,
question. I don't know who she was actually talking about, but if I heard Joyce say
okay.
something about Too Dumb,
She said
I would
too
think
sweet.
she was
She
talking
said,
about Too Sweet.
yeah, good friend, too sweet, and too dumb. The Trump's lover and all that. Come on, man.
But
I
look,
I hear
but
every line, man.
I'm not justifying her calling you dumb or any of that kind of stuff. All I'm saying
Evidently,
at
you
this
up there
point,
trying to wring her thongs out.
no,
Shit.
all I'm saying at this point is I don't believe you told someone in advance that Joyce was gonna call and you was
Man, I
gonna
swear to
hang
God
up.
on my goddamn mama, man. On my daughter life, I said that.
You said Joyce when
What the
Joyce
fuck?
called. What
I
Joyce?
said,
I'm gonna
watch
get on
this.
Lincoln's show.
Some
Joyce is gonna call
I said,
in when
some
I'm
goofy
talking,
go
and
get,
I'ma hang up.
I said, some goofy go get out their body and say something stupid. I said, watch this. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna wait till they get out their body, Wayne. I said, I'm about to do something stupid. Watch this. I'm about to be a shit starter. I'm about to get it started for you. And we was just listening to that mystical song. I get it started for you. And then I said, watch this, Wayne. Watch this. He said, man, what you about to do, stupid? Man, get off them people radio and podcast. I'm like, no, man, I like having fun with it. And I told my brother that, I swear to God, God my witness, man. I told my brother what I was going to do. So this yin-yang and all that shit y'all be doing, man, that's trash to me, man.
All right.
Y'all bumming for what? Niggas, man, goof. And then E-Man.
Yes, sir.
E-Man. Man, it's mayonnaise, man. It's mayonnaise. I got a lot of people with rosters and what you call them? What you call them? Rosters and vegans and all that. People, man, they got that vegan and I taste it. And it kind of tastes funny. That vegan mayonnaise, mayo, whatever. It tastes funny, but I don't know. But hey, man, hit it with some relish, mustard, little Miracle Whip or mayonnaise or something like that. Whip it up real good, man. It be banging, man. Hey. Next time, hey, please your wife with some devil egg. Some devil egg, hey, cut you up some chicken breast, grilled chicken breast, and put a little parsley on it and everything. You good to go, man. She gonna love you a long time. Well, paprika or something like that on there, you good, man.
Put a little what on there?
Yeah, paprika, man.
Paprika. I'm gonna have to look
Yeah,
that
put
up.
that on there. Yeah, man. Put the hey, man.
Yes.
Check it out. Check this. Hey, that tuna in that pack, man, I don't too much like that, man. You got to get out the can or something like that. Something like that, man. Or whip your, hey, man, you know what? Hey, I swear to God, man, my mom, I ain't never, man. Man, you know, I was traumatized, man, my brother. We used to fight each other and fight the neighborhood, and we used to be on punishment. And my sister used to take us in a room, man, and say, since y'all want to be bad, y'all about to watch One Life to Live or General Hospital. That was our punishment, man. And our punishment, eat tuna sandwich, man. That was the most nasty, disgusting, and everything. We ate tuna sandwiches and grilled sandwiches all the time. And remember, man, I know you probably grew up around. Remember them vents and stuff? People used to warm up their hands and feet and everything, them old vents. Me and my brother was so skinny, we used to crawl through them vents, man, used to escape. Because, man, listen to that General Hospital and all that crazy and stuff. Man, that was harsh to us, man. That's why I ain't like tuna sandwich for a long time. Because my sister used to make the tuna sandwich with chips and grape Kool-Aid. I ain't like that stuff, man. So that's why people say, I don't want no tuna. I don't like fish, none of it. Because that was traumatizing, man. So, yeah, man, I don't care what people say on this chat, man. Twin gonna live his life to the full. Whatever. I engage with you, Lincoln, Wyatt, all that. And, can people just grow up, man? Just back and forth and all that. He say, she. That's for the birds, man. Y'all act like y'all in elementary still, man. Grow the fuck up, man. That shit gay to me, man. Shit y'all be saying in the chat and y'all, and when I get out of care, oh, you disrespect. No, motherfucker. Get on my level and shit. Get that goofiness out of y'all grown-ass men, especially, man.
Hey, look, I got to get ready to run. But just
What you running for? So you running stuff like I'm doing, huh?
Yeah. But just so that I'm clear, you did say that at some point you, Zoe, and Lincoln did a threesome.
No, I said three-way.
Oh, yeah, I did a three-way.
I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, no, I'm saying Lincoln put me on with him. And I said, I don't do that because he like to, when somebody check, he like to hide, man.
And Lincoln put you
Dude
on.
like to hide and shit, didn't want to come up with King Boss. Nigga, who the fuck is this now?
Okay.
Want to change your character? Man, go on. I ain't with that, man. I'm too grown and part.
Three-way.
Now, then meet me in real life, man. Come on, man. Meet me in person. That's what I ask. This social media shit, I really don't do. Meet me in person. You know what the fuck twin about. All that yin-yang on this chat, nah. I'm far beyond that, man.
All right.
Meet me in person, man. I'm always available.
All right.
Shit. All right, man.
All right. I appreciate your call.
No, you don't. Fuck you, too, because you a sometime-ass nigga, too. You change like the West. And then what's up with that robe you had on looking like a damn baby Huey-ass Crown Roy and shit?
It's just a joke.
I thought you done stole on. No, I got love for you, man. You know it's all love, man. I'm just, it's all love. No disrespect. It's all love, man.
Twin,
Man, man, make sure, man, surprise your wife, man. Don't do that, man. Running that stoner. Come on, wife. Name. Don't do that.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Do your wife like that, man.
All right.
All right, man.
All right. All right. That was twin. Okay. Oh. I don't even remember what we was talking about. Oh, we was for real talking about, and y'all got me missing SmackDown now. And I'm gonna have to do the catch up thing, and I'm irritated about that. But no, Nate was. Jerika?
I need so much clarification on so many different things. So let me start here. Did I hear him correctly?
Hold on a second. Your phone is distorting ever so often, so that really means either you're too close.
I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back on the other phone.
Well, no, it sounds good now.
Well, I don't want to hold my phone like this, though.
Oh, okay. Well, call me back on the other phone.
I'm calling you back. Bye.
All right. So Nate was talking about where is the black lawyers, and talking about how I was talking about how everybody packed up their tent and joined the NAACP with Smitherman, and how we're still feeling the effects of that. That's what we were talking about. All right, Jerika.
Okay, is it still distorted or am I good?
No, you're good now.
Okay, good deal. So clarification needed on a few things. Did I hear him correctly when he said that he was not in a threesome, he was actually in a three-way?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't understand it, so that's why I was calling back. And he tiptoes. I'm trying to be serious, sir, because I don't want to be for entertainment purposes only. So I'm trying not to be that Jerry Springer 2.0 kind of thing. So he said he was in a three-way, which I've never been in one, so I have to trust that he knows what that looks like. So in addition to that, he also made the comment that he doesn't curse in front of his son, and then proceeded to call everybody motherfucking bitches and fuck you, nigga, and went all the way in. And I was wondering if, like, his son got out the car, like, himself, because I know he's, like, 1. And it happened in such a short time period because initially he said, oh, do I need to turn this way? And then shortly thereafter, he started to curse. So never did he say, like, he stopped the car, the kid got out. Then he was talking to somebody in the car. I didn't know if he was talking to himself. Then it was a person, like, repeating what he... It was a ball of confusion for me.
It was some confusion.
How did you feel in that?
There was some confusion. But look, here's the truth. I'll take his word that maybe he pulled over somewhere or got to his destination and someone got his child out of the car, and then that's when he started cussing.
Okay.
So I'll take his word for that. Now, what I won't do is take his word that he told someone in advance that he was going to call the Lincoln Ware show, talk about Joyce, and then Joyce was going to call in, and then he was going to hang up as soon as Joyce got on, and he knew that was going to happen before he even made the call. That I don't believe.
I don't think anyone does. Kind of like when he said he went to see Sinners and he left after the first 11 seconds, but was halfway through it and didn't know that he was halfway through it. Remember that? So I don't think anyone believes. And then it changed a couple times. Like initially it was, watch this, I'm about to do this, and then she gets on the line, I'm hang up real quick. Watch this, whisper or winky or whatever. I don't know.
Hold on. Here's what I do believe. I believe
Go ahead.
he probably said to Winky, was that the person? He probably said to
I think
Winky,
so.
I'm about to call Lincoln and get them all riled up and, say some stuff and then watch how they, go in on me on the chat. I believe that it's very possible that he said that, not the piece about I'm going to hang up when Joyce called in. That part I don't believe.
Okay. I don't, honestly, of course, he does not give a fuck what I believe or what I don't. I don't believe any of it. I think it was all a fairy tale. I think he got called out on his shit. See, you can only talk shit about someone so long, and then you have to confront them, right? And I think that's what she was trying to do. But he was like, fuck this, I'm out of here, and then skedaddled. I mean, I've never seen anyone get off the phone that quickly. I mean, especially when you got all this shit to say about them when they're not on the line, right? And when she says too dumb, I truly believe she's talking about too sweet. But clearly, Twin may be too, you fill in the blank, to understand that. Because I thought it was too sweet that she was talking about.
Anytime I've heard her say it, I think that I always thought that's what she was saying. But again, y'all know I haven't had an opportunity to listen to the Lincoln Ware show, except for in little spurts in a while. So I might have missed something.
Right, yeah, okay. I mean, I just needed clarity on a couple of things. And then another thing, and I'm making this all about Tim because he has gotten under my skin today. He has made a few comments about, I don't want to say too much, but he's made a few comments about me, right? In using terms like dick sucking, something else. I forget what he said. Just little vile kind of things, right? And he does it to get my attention. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's been working here recently, right? And I find it really odd that the man who claims I am so heterosexual, I'm all about women, yada, yada, concerns himself with dicks so much. Like he concerns himself with what I'm doing with the dick or what someone else is doing with the dick. I'm wondering, is there some like dick envy or maybe vagina envy that he may have going on about himself? I know he's been in a three-way, so it's not like he hasn't experienced it. So I just don't know where he comes from with that. And it really bothers me.
Well, I
don't want to touch that, huh?
I definitely don't want to touch that. I don't even know what to say. I don't hear and or see the comments about you S&Ds and all that kind of stuff.
It's okay, right? I mean, it's obvious that he. How do I say? I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that be. But just don't jump in my inbox or call me on a late night to have a conversation about any of this shit that I'm saying right now, at all. I don't need the side. You can call Emanuel on the side if you have something to say to him, but leave me out of it. Moving on. Then he transferred and started talking about tuna fish, and I didn't know where that came from. And then when he said, was it paprika?
Yes.
Was it a combination? I didn't know what seasoning that was. Was that a combination of like potpourri and paprika?
I don't know how they do it in Chicago, so I can't really say.
Okay.
They might be eating potpourri, mixing it with paprika, and it might be delicious.
Okay, and it very well may be. I just didn't know what the fuck it was and what the fuck he was talking about. So I wanted to get clarity from you because I know you're fancy with your degrees and your certifications and shit. Maybe you knew what that meant. And sometimes he calls me slow. So I'm just too square and slow to understand what paprika is. I know they have that Poobie Gone spray. So I didn't know like what the fuck he was talking about or if it was a combination of multiple things. And if that was the case, did they bottle it all into one container? That's it. I just wanted to call for clarification. That was really it.
All right.
That was it. Well, you have a great weekend.
You do the same.
All righty. Bye.
All right. Oh, I didn't know that they were saying all of that stuff about each. Can y'all be nicer to each other in the chat? Can y'all be nicer to each other? That's it. Just be nice to each other. Or nicer. Even though I can't necessarily say that a woman S&D is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily a bad thing. So he might just be complimenting. I don't know. I need some context. I can't say one way or the other. And I'm just saying it's the, I need context. That's all I'm saying. And before I say it's wrong, I don't know. Donna said he was just cussing her out. Can't we all just get along? That's all. I just want everybody to get along. I tease Twin a lot. I really genuinely don't. I think Twin's a good guy. Like I said, I met Twin. He seemed like a good guy. And y'all know what I was doing when I met him. Well, some of y'all don't. I was doing the thing to try to support the breast cancer awareness, which I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do that again this year. If anybody has any ideas, because I kind of want to do something every year, and it's September. And, that I thought of in the spur of the moment and then kind of ran with it. So I'm trying to think of something I can do this October. So if anybody has any ideas, hit me up and let me know. Because, that's important to me. But Twin, I believe, was the first person. No, I think Daryl was actually the first person, Daryl Carpenter. But Twin went over and above and beyond. I know it ain't all of that, but Twin went above and beyond. And, he bought the shirt and then said, here's a little extra. Not for me, but for the organization. He's a good guy. I think I do misunderstand him a lot. And I think some of the stuff that he says gets lost in translation to me because, as he has said, I'm a neutron or a square or, whatever terminology he's using. And, of course, a lot of times he's using, like, Chicago slang or Chicago gang slang even that I'm so far removed from. So, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he say politically. I don't think he's as politically astute. And so maybe he shouldn't talk about politics maybe as much as he does. But I really do. I think he's a good guy. But he has to learn how to, if you're going to say outlandish stuff, you got to be willing, especially if you planned it. If you planned it like, oh, I'm about to, call Lincoln's show and start a fire, then you can't get mad because people reacted the way that you intended for them to react. You can't be bothered by that. You got to be like, okay, I got the response that I wanted. So, that's that. Yeah, I got to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me on this Friday. I, want to keep it a little light. Hold on, Nicole. Nicole is talking about, I believe she's responding to Nate, talking about the NAACP and the chair of the legal, the terminology is always chair of their legal team or legal department or legal whatever. And she's saying, I'm not sure they have one now. We had a few black attorneys, attorney Ashley Daisy, Donietta Bailey volunteered sometime. Iris held the position last. And another young attorney, but I can't think of her name, but basically didn't last long. It's hard for these professionals to volunteer that much of their time for free. Right. The needs of our community are overwhelming. and they all had to step down because it required more time and attention than they could give. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I could see that. But they, like, the whole legal, I don't know what it's called. I'm going to say what is it called? It's not called the legal team, the legal portion. Maybe, and it's easy for me to say, sitting in my basement in front of the city of Cincinnati, the back of the house look out over the Cincinnati River, and even though it seemed like it's dark where you are, it's not dark where I am. But maybe it's easy for me to talk sitting here, but maybe the idea of not having one lawyer, having multiple lawyers who can volunteer a little bit of time so that collectively there's a lot of time. And they can hopefully, they would be able to kind of communicate with each other the needs of the organization and the community. But again, that's much easier said than done. That's much easier said than done. But one of those names jumped out at me that she mentioned. Ashley Daisy. Now, hold on, somebody remind me, and I'm not saying that this is her. Who was the lady who was the attorney who came in trying to get everybody to believe that selling the railroad was a good idea? What was her name? What was her name? Just curious. I don't remember her name. But yeah, having a team effort instead of just, we had this person, but then they had to leave, and then we had this person, then they had to leave, and we had this person. Get a collaborative effort, maybe. Try. And I'm saying that as if y'all haven't tried that, or as if they hadn't tried that, and maybe they have. I mean, it's a whole volunteer organization. So it's a lot to put on people to say, hey, you should be volunteering. You should be volunteering. You should be taking time out of your life to volunteer to help the community. And the overwhelming majority of people don't necessarily do that. And we want to hold these people to this standard. So I get the need for it and the frustration that we don't have it. And it is a little bothersome that, I don't even know if that's what I was about to say. It's fair to say. I was about to say that none of the black lawyers in Cincinnati really have a passion for seeing equal justice in the community, but that's not fair to say. But they just don't necessarily have time to volunteer to see that happen because they got to eat too. So I don't know. Let me think on it. If I make it in on Monday, maybe I'll have some more thoughts. I have some different thoughts on it that I'll be able to share with everybody. Purple Pro says dozens of nonprofits claim to volunteer legal services. They may volunteer legal services, but that's different than what we're talking about. That's different than what we're talking about. Those nonprofits who volunteer legal services, they're not going to be standing with the community against the injustice that the city and maybe some of those nonprofits might be participating in. But I get it. Again, I understand it. Let me think on it. And if I make it in here on Monday, which is always the plan, if I make it in here on Monday, then I'll share some more thoughts. All right. All hearts and minds are clear. That means stand up. If you didn't know, if you went to a Baptist church and they said all hearts and minds are clear and did this, that means everybody stand up. We're going to get out of here. As I always tell you before I go, and I always mean it, please, this weekend, be the reason that somebody smiles. And then, of course, let me add to that. Whatever happens, don't let the bad days win. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.